Hello, I'm Erin Halvorsen. Thank you for joining me for Rag Rugs by Erin. In this video, this is part 2 of Learn the Heirloom Stitch of Vintage Rag Rug Making, part 2. And we're going to show you how to finish this rug that we were working on. Here's the original rug from part 1, in case you did not see it. So here's what this rug looks like, and I'm just not going to dwell on this very much because it's a little bit different stitch. This is a stitch that I saw in the Appalachian Valley area. And it's an heirloom stitch that I've seen. I think there may be other heirloom stitches, but this is the only one I know at present. So I'm going to show you how to finish this rug. What I want to show you is that if you watch part 1, see how this is smoothed out? I did an extra circle and an extra loop around after I filled in where if you remember in the first video, I had safety pins marking where you should put 2 stitches. And we talked about that in video 1, so refer to that if you'd like to see that. And then I came back around after doing that and made one final row without adding extra stitches to smooth it all out. And then let me show you one more thing, and then we'll get right to it. This rug, if you were watching, is kind of curving up a little bit on the edges. Because this rug, the stitch is kind of on top of almost the stitch before it. That's what makes it so thick and dense. It tends to curve up a little bit. So I found really the only way to use this rug is to flip it over, and if you just smooth it down just a little bit, you lose that curved up area. Okay, of course you need to add your stitches as you go around the corner, or that will really curve up, and there's nothing that can be done about that. But so let's get to this. In this video, we are going to use this Q hook, and this is a little bigger than most of my other videos, which I usually use an O, but I feel like you need this larger hook because this is a looser stitch in order to do well. You need a good pair of scissors like we always talk about. We use these safety pins for stitch markers. You can use fancy stitch markers if you like. I think these are quite nice, just inexpensive in what I have on hand. The last thing that you will need to finish this is a tapestry needle or a yarn needle. You'll see that it has a blunt end. Okay. It also has a large eye or large hole at the top. Okay. They will also make them, they're very inexpensive. You usually buy them in 2 sets of 2, and don't buy the plastic one. They tend to fall apart if you're using any severe tugging, and sometimes you do that. So let's go ahead and do 1 or 2 of the stitches, this heirloom stitch, and then I'll show you how to finish it. Okay, Mr. Cameraman, let me move this out of your way so you can get right in here so our viewers can see. Okay, so here's my thing. I'm going to do another couple stitches because you see, it's best when finishing a rug when there's a couple rows. And that's one of the reasons why I'm choosing to finish it here. I finally made it back around where there's a couple rows of the same color. If you do it where there's only 1 row, it makes it harder to finish it, and you'll see why in just a moment. So let's go ahead and do this heirloom stitch. You go in, cross over, pull it off, and pull the back one off. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to finish it. Go in, cross over, pull the back one off. Okay, here's how we finish it. You're going to pull this loop through like this. You're going to use your tapestry needle or yarn needle, whichever. It's called both. I've seen it called both. You're going to thread the yarn through it. Give it a little tug, and now you're going to work it through. I don't do it on that very outside. I do it on the next row over. There's other ways to do this, and I kind of go back and forth like this, and then I pull. Get 2 to 3 places through. You're trying to camouflage it. You're trying to lock it in. Okay, so I pulled that through. Let's do it farther to make it more secure. I've had very good luck with finishing my rugs. You just have to do it far enough and not so it doesn't come out during washing. Okay. See how that's being hidden right along there? Unless you're looking for it, you're not going to notice it. So let's do this one more time, and then we're going to come back and I'll show you something else I picked up along the way that makes it even more secure than just going in one direction. If you can only go in one direction, then that's what you're going to have to do. However, I think that this is a better way. if you can come back, I'm going to try to do it from this angle so you can see, come back through the opposite direction for a little ways, and that'll give it an extra lock. Don't want to pull it too tight at this point because it will cinch it back up, and then you will see. So let's go another little bit. I'm going to do one at a time here because I'm doing it from the opposite side. I would flip this when I was working on it, but I want you to see it from my vantage point, and so I'm not going to do that. Okay, so here you've done it. You've done it up here and down here. The trick to having it slip away, any remnants of it, is you give it an extra little tug, just an extra little bit. You snip it off close, and then tug back. And there you go. You can hardly see where it is. Now you'll notice this rug is not perfect. Remember, this is a handmade rag rug. Not a machine made. It's made with your loving hands for you to give as a gift or to use in your home. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to see how to start this rug, refer to Learn the Heirloom Stitch of Vintage Rag Rug Making Part 1. Thank you.